Hey YouTube, it's Ray from NCCD. I'm on Christmas leave, so told you guys I'd put out a few videos, so I'm keeping up with my promise. So I'm going to go over some bug out materials here that I've laid out on my bar, as well as the bug out bag. I've already stripped it down so I don't have to shake the camera like a madman trying to get it open and everything. So let's go over that. The first thing is I'm the medic for my group, one of the medics for my group. So I carry more comprehensive medical materials than most preppers would carry in their bug out kit. I have 3 bags. There's a large backpack in my car, which contains my most comprehensive equipment. This M3 trifold bag, as they call it, which contains my medium equipment. And in my actual backpack, I have a 3rd med kit, each containing slightly different materials, but overall, bigger is more comprehensive. So that's the trend that it usually follows. Quick word on medical. I just posted my pet peeve video. You guys saw that. One of my pet peeves for bugging out is people who bring medical equipment they do not know how to use, and their justification is, well, somebody I meet might know how to use it. That's true. You might run into, a general surgeon, a nurse practitioner, anyone along those who can do sutures when you cannot. That's very true. But you shouldn't be counting on that. I would much rather you have more redundant stuff like extra trauma pads, whereas I can carry the comprehensive stuff, someone else can carry the redundant stuff. That's nice. I'll carry a few trauma pads, but I'd rather my buddies be carrying the extra ones so then I can carry my skin stapler and other such medicine, and my medicines and all other such things. So that's I'll just go on. That's my philosophy. Also, you really do need a medic. It's not if someone's injured, it's when. You need a medic. EMTs and paramedics are great. PHRNs, nurse practitioners are better. Surgeons are best. Whatever you can find, you can do. Or get trained yourself. That's on that too. And here, this is the smaller, medium, larger, more serious going up, upscaling. So here's just medical tape, petroleum jelly. Vietnam soldiers learned very, very quickly the importance of that and how wounds could turn gangrene if left exposed. Wound closure strips, large Curad band-aids. This is going to be completed sooner. Antibacterial and wipes. Medium stuff, shock management equipment, body warmers, emergency blanket. Triangular bandage. Again, this is not fully complete. My large bag is utterly complete. My small bag is utterly complete. I'm still filling in the gaps with my medium. So that's why it seems a little unfilled. Small trauma shears. I've got large shears in my other bag. By the way, as an EMT, I do not have a good opinion of the Leatherman Raptor shears. I think you're paying way too much for a pair of shears. So if you want to know my opinion on the Leatherman Raptors, no. Large amount of safety pins. In there is BSI, that's about 5-6 pairs of gloves and 2 or 3 surgical masks. Most people think you must have them be sterile. If you're doing surgery, that's very important, but as long as it provides a barrier and does not have any particulate dirt on it, that's fine. As long as it's not purposely contaminated, your gloves do not need to be sterile. Most EMTs just carry them in their pockets anyway. As long as it provides an adequate barrier between you and your patient, and it's not dirty, you're fine. Again, general trauma equipment. Gauze pads, sponges. I prefer sponges over pads. The sponges are usually more absorbent. Eye pads, rollers. More trauma pads. There are occlusive dressings in there. Also in the bottom for gunshots. On Amazon, you can get, I think for about $10, 5-0 form gauze. They're petroleum. Occlusive gauze strips. Used for gunshots. If you can buy chest seals, that's great and get trained for them. But aluminum foil can make a good chest seal if you can't afford that. 2 large emergency dressings straight out of a hospital, literally, given, not taken, I promise. It's a 4-inch ace wrap, I believe it is. It's 4-inch ace wrap. You can use it to splint the hand in a position of function and other such things, or not, your call, and provide compression. Moving over. Christmas gifts. Gerber Strong Arm, absolutely love it. Made in America. Portland, Oregon. So that's my first real survival knife. I saw I had my Gerber Epic in my old video, which was not really much of a survival knife. My little emergency light, my slingshot. Woodland Marpat BDUs. I bought a set, pants and jacket, lined with Gore-Tex online. They were fantastic, and the company accidentally sent me 2 complete sets for the price of 1. And I am not complaining, I won't lie. So I've got 2 Woodland Marpat sets of Gore-Tex BDUs, which, that's amazing to me. And I got the first set half off, so I paid 25% of what I should. Won't complain. Here is, under this United States Navy gas mask bag, I like to refit the military stuff. Excuse me. This is the personal bag I'll be carrying over my shoulder at all times in case I'm separated from my main bag. You should have, so it's my personal survival kit, I will consider it. So it's the Gerber Strong Arm on my belt, great standalone knife, my slingshot, marker light, emergency light, whatever you want to call it. Two orienteering compasses in here. Let's see if I can get it open. Yep. I'm a fan of orienteering compasses, not really the Lensatics. Not busting on the military ones. That's what the Boy Scouts raised me for. Small little Leatherman tool, Fox 40 whistle with a breakaway. No one can strangle me with this easily. So as soon as they grab me or it gets caught in something, it breaks. So I will not be choked to death by that. One thing that I will affix to my sheath right here is my monocular. It's just a Casio. It's a 10 by, what is it, 3 by 9 by 20 millimeter, I believe it is. Don't remember the exact specifications, but it works well. It's $10 at Cabela's. The Bear Grylls canteen with a canteen cup. Great piece. I absolutely despise the case, and I finally threw it in my bin of unused prepping gear that I will probably never wind up using, just to carry it raw in the bag. I can't stand the case. Otherwise, it's a great product. Small first aid kit, just a little compact for boo-boos, as they say. Braided cord inside there, you can see, is a ferro rod, actually. So I braided that so I have cordage and a fire starter that I can clip right onto my belt if I want. Just a generic poncho. Hand it off to someone, make a friend, build a shelter. Stormproof matches. These are wrapped in plastic. There's 25 of them, and it comes with a spare striker on the inside. Also waterproofed. Gerber cornea. I used this as an example in my last video. Just you want to carry a medium-sized flashlight. I can't stand the little medium-sized mag lights. The large ones are nice, but the medium ones tend to break too much for my preference. Yellow snap lights, a 12-hour. The road flare that I used in my video only an hour or two ago. So I got that in there. I explained the uses for that. Insect head net. It's winter right now. I don't necessarily need it, but I'd rather have it for when the flies come out in the spring. A Bridgeford apple turnover sandwich. It's not an MRE. It's just packaged like one. It's not sold by an MRE company. I got the other one in the bag. They come in sets of 2. So it's a prefab sandwich. The purpose of this bag is to get me back to my backpack, my bug-out bag. It's not for long-term survival, but it will get me by for a few days. Water purification tabs. These are chlorine dioxide. They do kill more than iodine. They also taste better. Trade-off being they're a little more expensive, but I think it's worth it because iodine is not a pleasant thing to swallow. Aquamira filter. Also, they're not an allergen. Iodine is a potential allergen hazard. Frontier filter. The old one, oldie but goodie. A Mylar blanket. 2 cup of soups. A British SAS survival tin. It is aluminum. I got it at a thrift shop. Some guy put it in the cooking section, didn't realize what it was. I got it that cheap. It was great. And Survive Outdoors emergency bivvy. This is not the breathable one. The breathable one is much larger, about twice that size. This is the original $15 one, which is also excellent, and it does refold. I've refolded that 2 or 3 times. I've used that. That's not brand new. So it does refold back into the little package it comes in, which is more than I can say for these things. I won't dare unwrap them. I'll never get them back to the same size. So I'll go down to the bag. Your first thing you'll say about the bag after seeing all the contents is, man, that's a lot. And you'd be correct. I do carry a lot because my bug-out location is a little far from where I'd prefer to be. So, you know, it's a trade-off. It's a very safe place, but it's a long place, long distance away. So if you guys have tips of what I should add or subtract, I'm by all means listening. I think the only real thing I need to add at this point would be a sleeping bag in a shelter, and possibly Goal Zero panels to charge some of my electronics, you know, rechargeable batteries. But that's an optional thing. But other than that, it's quite complete. So I'll get on to that now. Again, I believe in carrying 2 liters of water minimum. So this is my other liter of water. I've had this bottle for years upon years since I was a little Cub Scout. It has never failed me still. Inside, just a little steel cup. I ripped the handle off. It came off clean, surprisingly. So I just need a pot lifter for that, maybe. I don't know. Drill a hole, make a bail. Cordage and a wrapper as padding. And more, that's not actually paracord, that's fake paracord, but it's still rope, so I keep it. That's the thing is you want to cram your bag full of anything. You know, I don't care if you have to shove it full of cotton balls everywhere as they're Tinder. Do not waste any space. Ideally, you will assemble your gear, then your bag. I did the wrong thing. I got a bag and tried to fill it up, and it was too heavy. So I learned from my mistakes. Headlamp, just 2 settings. Generic, what is it? It's Rayovac. I mean, it's nice. Came from Walmart. Takes AAAs are my preferred battery source thus far. Multicam, the only multicam I own. I do like Woodland Marpat, but multicam's expensive. Otherwise, I'd use that for my bug out location. These are winterized. They have, not sure what that little pad is for. Maybe for handguns, working with tools, anything like that. But they're winterized. A little tight on me. I should have gotten the larges, but you know, it is what it is. A Barklava and Long Johns. A remake of a GI poncho. Long Johns at the Long John bottom. And a Sportsman's Space Blanket with 12 feet of paracord at each corner. It's green on the outside, so it can be clandestine if I need it to. And it's Mylar on the other side if I need to signal. Also, it's reflective, so I can stay warm. That'll keep me warm in the fall and spring. It's winter right now, but it's surprisingly warm, so I'm not complaining. On this side, there's nothing really in there. But over here, oh, I did unwrap this. I've got my my secondary flashlight. The Gerber Cornea is my main flashlight. I got my only 2 other lights. It is a little tactical light. I don't think it says the brand on it. I don't know. I got it at Kmart, and it's got a strobe, so I can stun somebody or something if I'm attacked. And the UST Splash Flash, you just twist it and it alternates between modes. It's SOS/solid light. Pretty nice. Takes 1 AAA battery. Very, very nice. Very compact. And surprisingly bright. It runs for 16 hours at 25 lumens off a single AAA. It's the most, I did the math on that. That's the most efficient flashlight I've ever owned, as far as energy versus lumen production. On the outside area right here, I have my So Others May Live patch.